We're Two Crafty Sheilas. I'm Belle and I've got Loz on the line with me.
Hi, everyone.
And we've gone a little bit MIA again. Sorry, everybody. Life gets a little bit hard when we've got... Yeah, no. It's young kids. Sorry, everyone. We're going to try and smash out a heap of videos today so that we don't leave you all hanging again. But today we're going to start with a WIP and chat. So WIP is work in progress, and we're hoping you'll pull something out and work on it at the same time that we're working on our diamond paintings. So today, Loz, what are you working on?
Still working on my Cat and Fairy from Diamond Art Club. It's a huge monster, but I've got a row and a half to go, and it's all pretty much pure color blocking. So I'm hoping in like a week I'll get it done.
It's looking great. That cat is so beautiful.
The cat is so pretty, and like even though the colors, like the color palette, the colors are beautiful. Just the pops of blue and the purples, and really breaks up that black. I have to tell you, it's not as bad as what I first thought it was going to be with all the black.
Okay.
But no, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. And I see you've got your sparkles tray too.
I do. Yes, I love this one. I was
going to say, I feel like it's your new favorite.
I do have a blue and yellow one, and I think I just have to I'm sorry if you can hear my boy. I'll tell him to shut up in a minute. But it's just so nice, and I do a lot of square paintings because I love the square drills. So and I find that this tray works really good with the squares. So it's a bit small for the rounds, but I'm not complaining. That's not the first time I've done that today. I have. That's all right. You could just watch me pick up my drills. I have my typical pens that I got from Diamond Art Club that I use all the time, and my Elizabeth Ward knockoff storage. Yeah.
Nice.
What's your...
I finished Haunted Halloween Library by Dreamer Designs.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, it was a huge monster, full of confetti. I loved it. I'm so glad I finished it. It looks amazing. So when we do our finishes video at the end of the month, I'll show everybody, but it looks so good. I'm so happy with it. So I pulled out another Randall Spangler. I love my Spanglers. So it's a Diamond Art Club kit. This one is Boo. So this is the little picture of it. Hang on, there's the camera. So I'm over halfway now, and I've decided I'm just going to start working on the bottom and work my way up because I want to finish with the blues. I really like blues. So really, really enjoying getting back into a round and getting back into the really, really bright colors. I just thought I'd show. I've got a couple of really, really cute little cover minders. They're adorable. I had to go with the dragon. It's a Randall Spangler. Got to go with the dragon.
Yes.
And it's a Halloween kit. So I had to go with the little Boo graveyard scene in a bottle. It's cute. So I got them from a little Australian company on Etsy, so I'll make sure I link it below. And I'm also using my Fantasy Sparkles tray. So this one's just a little mini one because this one's got a little bit more.
I love that color.
Confetti and things. I was like, it's the Drag Links color.
Yes.
So cute. And I like Fantasy Sparkles too. Like these trays, they just fit so well with the drills. It's good. My pen. My beautiful, beautiful pen. This is the one that I won for doing this same kit back in October and November.
That tends to be your Randall Spangler pen, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, it now has my happy memories because I won it in a Randall Spangler event. So
right.
I kind of have to. And it was the blank was made and turned to be a Spangler one. So yeah. That's my little favorite at the moment. And I just also have my knockoff Elizabeth Ward, but these colors, they're so nice.
I can't wait to get into something colorful, I tell you.
Well, you've still got your what is it? Your
Forest Sprite.
Forest Sprite, that's it. That'll get you back in those really, really light colors.
I don't know if I want that colors though. And I'm thinking like bright pinks and yellows. Ooh. I have that kitty cat, I think it is. I think it's Jeremiah Kettner. And
Oh,
I'm
nice.
thinking, do I do that one or I just don't know? Or
The
do I
hard
just,
decisions in life, right?
I know. I'm trying to just be easy.
Yeah. No, it's a really tough life when we do diamond art, right?
Yeah. Too many to choose from.
Oh, I forgot to mention, like I'm using a putty and I'm using a wax. I decided I wanted to try the wax again. So my putty, hang on, I'll just open it out of my cute little container, my little packaging. So I got a bubblegum scented one. So this was the Creativity Squirrel.
Oh, yeah.
Again, little Australian shop on Etsy. And I'm using hard wax. So
I'm using
this is,
yeah.
oh, it's a lemongrass. Love lemongrass scent.
Yeah.
So this one is, I believe it was KC Designs. So again, an Australian Etsy shop.
Yeah.
I bought that, like it was my first buy for waxes and putties.
Oh, wow.
It's quite a hard, sticky wax. So it's taken me a while to try and load it. And I have to say, it works far better in summer here than it does in winter. Winter, it gets really, really cold and tacky. So I think I'm going to make it more of a summer putty. A summer wax.
Summer wax, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to switch back
so
to the Diamond Art Club's wax. I just the
pink
putty I was
wax.
using. Yeah, the putty I was using, it just, I don't know, it just kept sticking to everything. I think we had a bit of humidity and it might have been my weather here. So it'd probably be fine now because we're absolutely freezing. But
yes, you rarely see Loz and I in long sleeve shirts and jackets.
I was going to say, I'm in my beautiful Peter Alexander jumper and I was in my Oodie this morning. Thick socks.
Oh my gosh. It was so cold.
North Queenslanders, come on.
I know. We live in the tropics. It should not really get that cold.
No. But we're in areas that can get cold and a lot of people don't realise that. But but I'm still using the sticky wax in my single placer and I love it. It's wonderful. I'm not having to change it. And then that sound that it gives when you place the
I love that pop.
Yeah.
So good. All right. At our DP stuff, I reckon. So tell me, Loz, you've been unwell. You managed to catch the lovely Rona, your favourite respiratory infection ever.
Oh, third time lucky, I tell you.
Oh, you poor thing.
And every time it tends to affect me in a different way. This one, I was in bed for 2 days and I couldn't move my arms. It was just the headache and the fatigue. It was, just knocked me flat. I think I had about 4 naps on Saturday last week and I couldn't I couldn't function at all. So luckily it was it hit me hard for 3 days and then I felt amazing. So that was a plus, but still my husband was an absolute savior. He had to shower me because I just couldn't do it. It was
that's the worst feeling in the world, isn't it?
I felt helpless, but I turned it into a positive note because I have to have a hip replacement soon and I'm like, well, this is you getting used to
practice.
I got to see the positive in everything. Hey,
that's right. The world would be a very dull, sad place if we didn't.
Exactly. That's right.
And at least you know he's in it for the long run now. If he's having to do things like that.
Too late now. We've been married 11 years. So.
True. That's true. Oh, but you're feeling better now?
Oh, heaps better. Yeah, got other stuff going on, but it's like, I'm just nice to be out of bed and diamond painting again.
Yeah. So you were even so unwell you couldn't get out of bed to do diamond painting?
Not at all. Yeah. So
that's okay. That's the most heartbreaking part of you getting the Rona.
Because I know the first 2 times, like it's only been like 1 day in bed and I've been able to plod along and get things done, but no.
Oh, no, that's terrible. Well, I'm glad you're up and moving around again.
My husband and kids don't get it. Like, they've had it once and that's it. You know,
so they've basically forgotten how bad it was.
Yeah, but then I'm not passing it on to them. So
but that's a good thing.
Like, yeah, I know it is, but then I'm like, I'm the one that's suffering here.
True.
What's it saying about my immune system, though?
Well, true, but it's also the job you're in. Like, we're more exposed to that stuff.
And I'm going into nursing homes that are in COVID lockdown and where we don't have to wear the full PPE because I'm not going into those wards, but it's still in the facility. So that's
around.
It kind of worries me. And it has been pretty bad here in Mackay the last few weeks or months, I should say. It's kind of ramped up again.
Yeah, we've had a really, really bad year of both flu and COVID this year. I think that's because we've had a bit of stuff happening. So we had like a national like car festival race show thing. I don't know what it's called. We had something. Yeah. That's the one. So we had that, and that was at Easter. Yeah. And we did see a huge influx of flu and COVID at that stage. We just started to recover, and then we had Beef Week, and that was an international thing. So we ramped it back up again. We're finally starting to sort of stagnate, and we've actually got our local show next week.
Mine's happening next week too.
I
think it is, yeah.
So we are just inundated. So every time we start to recover, because this is our cold season, so this is when it's at its worst anyway. And every time we're starting to recover, we get hit with something else where we've just got this massive influx of people from either all over the country or all over the world coming in, and we're just bombarded again. So I made sure, like, I know that they'd changed the guidelines to say that, like, COVID vaccines this year for anyone who was, young and healthy, it's sort of only get it if you want it. It's no longer like a strong recommendation. And I was just looking around, and every person I'm talking to coming into my work, I'm just like, I think you need to consider it this year more than any other year. This is a bad year. But that's okay. We're getting there.
I had to go to the pharmacist to get it done. And I'm thinking, man, I could have went down to you. Like, you should have done that. I should have just got you up here to come do all three of us. And
could you imagine? Hey, it's nice to finally have a face to a name. It's nice to meet you. Here's a needle.
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
So good. Like, they didn't even cry, and here I was worried about them, and they did amazing. So I'm like,
good on
you guys. But yeah, next time it's a road trip.
Okay. Well, basically with the COVID vaccines here, especially local, probably most places around Australia, the GP surgeries can't be bothered with doing COVID anymore. They're not getting enough of a request for it. They're just sending everyone into a pharmacy now.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what mine said to me. Like, they're not even doing the flu vaxes because, well, it's free if you go to a pharmacy. So nobody's going to go to the doctor.
State government are paying.
Yeah. And I know it's harder to store the COVID vaccines, isn't it?
No, because it's the federal government store it, and then they defrost it, and then they send it out.
Righto. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But it's more because they're Pfizer vials. You get 6 doses per vial, and if the vial's not used within 12 hours, it's got to be turfed. So it's more. Yeah. So the defrost, though, is like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks or something, but it's once a vial's open, it's 12 hours. So you're basically just trying to cram as many bookings into one day as you can so that you're minimizing the wastage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Gosh.
So like for us, we've said that we're only going to do COVID vaccines 2 days a week. Like we'll do all other vaccines every other day. That doesn't worry us, but we're only going to do them 2 days a week. And we're trying to do them in like limit it to 6 unless someone rings up and says, oh, you know, there's 3 people in my family. And then we're like, well, that's another half hour. We'll add those in. And then we try and get a couple of extra walk-ins where we can. But
yeah,
it's good fun.
it would be.
There's like a whole heap of coordination that goes into this now. It's but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're minimizing what we're wasting, which I think is important.
I agree with that. Yeah, definitely. So have you got an update on your car?
No.
Last time we were talking about you not liking where you're getting your car from.
Yeah, I still don't like where I'm getting my car from. Shock horror there. I actually got my husband to ring RemServe yesterday, Friday. Yep. To say, hey, where's my car? You said it would be here in 2 or 3 weeks, and I think we're at week 3 now, and still no word, no update, no nothing. So, like I said, this group is just dodgy. I don't want to really be dealing with them. But we're letting RemServe be the interim, like the intermediate, not the interim. Oh my gosh, words. So he rang RemServe, and RemServe contacted them, rang back, and just went, they don't have an answer.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, thanks. That's really helpful. Thanks for that.
But it was in stock, wasn't it? Or were you waiting for a delivery?
Somewhere else. No, somewhere else in the country. It's in stock.
Ah, righto.
Yeah, but it's not like they've even said, oh, it's been shipped. Oh, it's coming from somewhere and we're just waiting on a truck. Like there is literally no update. It's just, it's not here. We don't have it. And I'm just like saying to my husband, this is exactly why we didn't want to have to go through them. They are useless.
Yeah. See, I was the opposite. Like my Hyundai, they were amazing. They were doing everything. They're like, what's going on? My car's here. Are you ready for it? And I'm like, well, I can't get hold of Max here. They would not. They were so slow, and they held up my car by a few weeks. And
no.
And I'm like, that was the opposite sort of experience.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Whereas RemServe are really good, but not this local car group.
Yeah.
Oops, dropped a yucky bead. Oh, I'll find that on the floor later. Whoops.
I'm still finding all the 9 through 9 that I built before.
Oh no.
It's the second one
most of them up.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
So what else has been happening? Not much for you since you've been laid up, I'm guessing.
Just been sick, normal kids and work and rest and yeah. My daughter is there at the local show, so we are getting ready
that's
to be in that. So we weren't going to go to the show this year.
I don't want to go to the show.
But no, she's going, so it kind of means we have to go now. So
I reckon that's a good reason to go, though. That's
definitely. Oh, I'm so happy for her and proud of her, and of course we'll be there supporting. My sister and niece will come along too. So
wow, that's nice. Yeah, she'll feel so excited and loved on that. That's awesome.
She's loving it. She loves all this attention with her dancing.
She's getting a bit older. I think she likes attention full stop. Is that what you were meaning to say?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. As any 9-year-old does. Like she's just got up this morning. She's walking around in barely any clothes and it's absolutely freezing and she's got makeup on. So I'm like, yeah, right.
So that's where she's covered. She covered her face. Okay, amazing.
And I'm like, can it not be the good makeup? No, it's not. I'm like, well, you did a good job with the crappy stuff.
I love it. Yeah. Updates for us. So next week is the last week of school for this term. So, oh my gosh, halfway through kindy already. That's crazy how fast that has gone. Yeah. My husband, in typical fashion, yay. I leave him with the one job each term of booking holiday care for kindy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he's got the portal login details. I actually don't have an account set up. It's all set up with him. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fine, but you now book. And I don't have a problem with that. He forgot, he tells me, that we'd already had the discussion that you have to book 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
And so we got to 3 weeks out and I said, have you booked holiday care? No, well, I haven't been told that it's open yet. And I said, well, they open it 6 weeks before every time. Do you want to log on and check? And by that stage, we could get in Monday and Friday of week 1 and 2 and Friday of week 3.
Oh, well, you were lucky because I went in 2 days after ours was opened and it was all booked.
Yeah.
Missed it.
But I said to my husband, because my husband's waiting for me to be like, oh, yeah, I'll take some time off. And I said, started a new job at the start of the year. Don't have holidays yet.
Exactly.
And he went, oh, so I'll have to take 3 weeks off. Yep. Yes, you are. I was like, I've given you one job to do with this child. I'm pretty sure this is now on you. I'm not fixing it for you. You need to sort this.
Yeah, that's
I'm
exactly
a working
right.
professional. Like, my job is just as important as his. No.
That's what I say to my husband too. He just thinks he can't take leave. And I'm like, well, why do you think that I can?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So he's applied for 3 weeks of leave. So now he's got all these big plans that he wants, especially the Mondays and Fridays that my son's in care. He's going to try and get a whole heap of like yard work done, especially while we're not in the rainy season, which will be good. Like we really, really need to try and get back, reclaim our 2 acres of land, which is now just completely overrun, and be good to do it now before summer when the snakes are going to move back in. So
exactly. And
I'm quite happy
we're going to have a good season again next season. So
yeah. So well, that's the big plan. But we have actually had a discussion because he's now been made to take holidays. He's decided, we can actually have a holiday. So in the first week, my son's still going to be at kindy care on Monday and Friday, but I'm actually going to take the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off as well. We're going to drive out to Canyon Gorge.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So it's just going to be the 2 nights, but it's going to be freezing. Oh my goodness.
Holy moly.
That place, that place is into negative figures. That place is cold. So it's going to be interesting to see how we cope with that. But it's beautiful out there. And I was talking to my husband about it, and we worked out the last time we went out there was end of April, start of May 2012. And the reason we know that was my husband's birthday is the 1st of May. And he proposed to me at Canyon Gorge on his birthday.
Oh.
So, so that was the last time we went.
Yeah.
Yes. So it'll be nice to sort of do it now with my son and let him see the, what are they called? What are the little marsupials? Is it biltong? Is that what they are?
Is it biltong or bilbies? You don't have bilbies out there?
I don't think it was. I think it was biltong.
Oh, yeah.
I'll look it up, and if it's not biltong, I'll flash it up on the screen. But like they're the cutest little things. And like the last time we went out there, we woke up in the middle of the night to like these random noises because we actually camped that time. We're not camping this time; we're in cabins. But we camped. Yeah, I'm not doing that with a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
my gosh, no.
No, exactly.
No, that's asking for trouble. So we'll just go to the cabin first, and when it's a little bit warmer, we'll do the camping with the boy. But yeah, we woke up in the middle of the night when we were camping there last time to these random noises, and I kept saying to my husband, "What is that? It's such a weird noise." And we had we'd taken 2 tents. So one we just had like our sleeping stuff in and like our overnight gear, clothes and stuff to keep warm because again it was cold out there then. And then our other tent was just like all of our food and our extra stuff. And then we'd taken like a big Bushman's awning.
Yeah.
And we had like fold up table in it. Well, we had 2 fold up tables underneath. So one had all our cooking stuff and the other one like was so that we could eat and play games and do everything else. But I could hear these noises near the tables. I'm like, what is this? So made my husband get up, of course, because I'm like, it's about 0 degrees. It's freezing, like seriously freezing. And so I made him get up, and he gets the lantern and he goes out, and these biltong or whatever animals they were nibbling and scratching at the ties on the ropes for our awning. Like it was starting to sag. They were loosening it that much.
Oh no.
So my husband sort of like tried to sort of scare them away and like, kindly and without making too much noise for everyone else around us. And then he's like trying to tie them up again, even though his fingers are starting to go like ice cold. And then he crawled back into bed and we went to sleep. We woke up in the morning and it was sagging again. So these animals had obviously gotten back into it. I'm like, they're determined little buggers, these ones.
They wanted to ruin your camping experience.
They obviously didn't want us there, is what I'm interpreting. So
I'm not really a big camper, but we've just pulled out our little campfire again last night, and
nice.
All the wood from last year was all yuck and rotten, so it didn't burn very well. But so we're going to get some more tonight, and my boy just loves it. He loved it. He set up all the chairs around the fire, and we got the little telescopic skewers from Kmart, and so they could roast some marshmallows, and it was just nice. Like we're not campers, well, I'm not. I don't like the idea of it, but my husband's like, got a tent. He's like, yeah, let's get the tent out tonight. We can sleep out here. I'm like, I'm not sleeping outside when I got a beautiful warm bed inside. Like, you guys can. Tell me how you like it.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I'm probably more of a glamper than a camper. I don't like to go too far from my creature comforts, but I don't mind doing it for a night or two. I couldn't do it for weeks on end, but
no,
not bad. Last time we went out there, because we're in a cabin this time, it's clearly not going to happen, but oh my gosh, I was in hysterics. And all these people, like, we were one of the few people that were camping, because it's sort of like a camp caravan park, but we wanted, again, because I like glamping, we wanted a powered site. So I don't go halves. So we ended up having, like, our tent was sort of in amongst a heap of caravans. So they were all the grey nomads, because it was that time of the year. And we were setting up this tent, and so they're all like sitting outside their caravans just watching us. And like, we're having a great time, because we'd only been dating for, I don't know, 6 or 8 months by that stage. So like, we were still fresh and finding funny things about each other. But we're setting up, and then he set up the blow up mattress, and we were putting it in the tent. And of course, it's an electric blow up mattress, because I don't do camping by halves. And he blows it up. We put out the sleeping bag, and I was like, oh, I have to see how comfy this is actually going to be. So I lay on it, and I was like, oh, it's actually not too bad. I said to my now husband, I said, oh, lie down next to me and see what you think. And he lays down, but he's sort of like half collapsed. And next thing I know, like, I've bounced out. So then I'm in hysterics, because like, I've been bounced out of this bed and I'm like face down on the ground.
Oh no.
And like, my feet are sticking out, and like, the grey nomads would have just seen like my feet flipping over. It must have been the most ridiculous look ever. I'm laughing. And then something had happened. The next night the mattress had a slow leak. So my husband pulled it out the next day, because he thought he'd try and see if he could fix it. Like, he did have a bit of tape in the car and stuff. He couldn't actually find exactly where the hole was, and it was all too hard. And he was like, we'll just pump it up every night. We're only here for 3 or 4 nights. It's fine. And he goes to try and put it back in, but it was fully inflated this time around. So like, he's then fighting the tent, trying to get a fully inflated double mattress into the tiny door. And he just couldn't coordinate, and I'm in hysterics, and he's like trying to bend it, but every time he did that, it was starting to deflate a little bit more. So
oh my God, that's great.
The grey nomads thought we were absolutely hilarious.
They're like newbies.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, it didn't harm us. It didn't do anything. Like, we enjoyed it, and we can laugh at ourselves, and we look back and we laugh at that trip and just think how ridiculous we were. But it's nice. It's nice to have memories like that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's right. Oh, it'll be nice to take your son out and let him experience it all. And
yeah, well, he's got these grand ambitions that he's decided he wants to do, like a bushwalk up some of the local mountains. And like I will say, our mountains are not going to be like mountains elsewhere. Our mountains are extremely large hills, but
yeah.
They're mountains by our standards.
Yeah.
But even so, like they're fairly steep. And as a 4-year-old, he's just, he's still getting his, what do you call it? Like endurance up, let alone being able to do endurance with steep slopes. So
yeah,
we figure if we're going out somewhere like this, we're going to do a heap of bushwalks and we'll start trying to get his endurance up and getting him understanding what dirt paths are going to be like and, all of those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And being more nature aware, out here, we do have to be conscious of wildlife where we're walking and making sure that he's starting to learn how to be safe walking around in the bush and, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we went up to Youngala last weekend, the weekend before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with my sister, and they have this really nice new little cafe up there in the hills, and you have to go on this dirt track all through it and down the mountain, and just to get out to it. And then they have this big, beautiful swing there, so you're like swinging out over the mountain, and
that sounds amazing.
Oh, it was lovely, but it was being Youngala, this time of year, it was cold,
freezing.
and it was all clouds. And my boy, he was so happy. He's like, I got to touch a cloud. Just like
that's adorable.
By it all. Yeah, and then we, of course, every time you go up to Youngala, you have to go and look for the platypus. So it was about 11:30 in the morning, I think it was.
Yes.
And they say like usually you only see platypus early morning and at dusk. And every time we've been there, we always see one. So I'm like, we'll see one, no problems.
Yeah. And did you see him?
Yeah.
When we did Youngala all those years ago, like we did the same. I'm not a morning person, and I'm thinking I am definitely not getting up in negative figures to go and look at a platypus when the sun's not even up. Like I don't care how cute they are, I'm not doing it. But we did the same. We waited until it was a little bit warmer. We had a lazy lunch. I think we went up. It would have been like mid to late morning. Lazy breakfast, not lazy lunch. And we'd go up there. And the time that we went, like we sat there for like an hour, and we would have seen platypus playing for maybe at least half of that.
Yeah. They're very active up there.
Yeah, especially at this time of year, probably because there's not many tourists because it's too bloody cold.
I think so. Yeah, because we went up to the first. There's like a couple little areas you can go along Broken River there to have a look at them, and we didn't see them at the first. And if you don't find them there, you go under the bridge, and you almost.
That's where we went.
Yeah, and we were there within seconds, and then you saw the bow waves and the bubbles under all this little weed, and we're like, yep, there he is, and he just pops straight up. Oh, it's just amazing.
Well, we didn't see them the viewing area. We only saw them under the bridge.
Oh, yeah, righto. Okay.
So I don't know whether that's just closer to their habitat that they only go there at dawn and dusk. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when we saw it every time, it was just under the bridge.
Under the bridge. And I think it's where the sun is. And I think that's where it's sort of determined through the day. And in the afternoons, I know the one further up is really quite good. And you see a lot there. Like it had beautiful little kingfisher birds and
gorgeous.
All the turtles, the little baby turtles. We've seen an eel there before, and it's just so nice to get the kids out there. And they have another gorge here. It's down the range from Youngala, and it's Finch-Hatton Gorge. And I've been out there quite a few times, but I've never taken the kids out purely because it's quite a bit of a walk to get there. And when it's raging, like in summer, it's like an amazing waterhole that I'm thinking I'd love to take them there, but I just don't know if they would handle the walk at the moment. My 9-year-old would, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll take them one day and see how we go. It's nice getting back to nature.
That's what we've thought. Exactly. We've thought we'll do a couple of the really small walks when we get out there, and we're just going to see how he goes. And, you know, if he's keen and energetic and he wants to go more, then we'll go a little bit further each time. And, you know, that second day, if he's recovered pretty well and he's not too sore, first thing in the morning, obviously he's highly energetic. So we'll take him on a steeper one and see how he goes for that one. But yeah, no, it's going to be nice to get away for a little bit, I think.
I hope you have a lovely time.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to it now. I've missed Kenya. Kenya is just beautiful. Beautiful.
And you can just sort of disconnect and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. The only other thing I was going to talk about was we had to do parent-teacher interviews this week.
Oh my
gosh. Oh my gosh. Look, it was really good. And he had his first kindy race. They had their sports carnival.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. So the lower primary kids, they actually did let the kindy kids do. It was just a 50-meter race. But it was so cute. They didn't do the rest of the sporting day. They only came out at 2:00 to do the race. So I'd actually talked to my boss. I managed to finish an hour early so I could go watch him race. And so exciting. Like, my kid, bless him, he is such an intelligent little boy. He's taken after my husband as far as coordination and athletic skill is concerned. He seems to take after my husband in a lot of ways, including intelligence. So I can't expect too much. But he's recently turned 4. He turned 4 just after Easter. But you know how with kids it clicks for them with certain movements and motions. So at the moment he's still got, I'm going to say, like the toddler plodding run, you know, where they're flat-footed.
Yeah.
It hasn't clicked for him yet to be more springy, and he's not. I don't know if you can really teach them that or if it just has to click. So
I think it's the thing.
That's what I thought. It was just one day it's just going to suddenly click with him. So, and then once that happens, you know, we can really start to work on it. But he's still got the real plodding run, which means he's a lot slower than some of the other classmates who've already clicked over. And that's okay. Like, I'm not worried. You know, the more important thing for me was that he was excited to do it and I wanted him to finish the race. So he did. He got 5th out of 6 in his class because the kid who came 4th and the kid who came 6th were still plodders. The first 3 were runners. And he was actually catching the 4th kid. So I was thinking he was going to get close to 4th, but he didn't. He still got a competitive ribbon. He was so excited afterwards. He had to show everyone his competitive ribbon, and his teacher obviously has a little bond with him. So she'd gone up to him after the race and gave him a big hug, and it was so nice.
Beautiful.
But that afternoon we had parent-teacher interviews. So I walked in with my husband just going like, what are we going to hear? I was expecting issues with like drawing skills. Like I've told you, you know, he'd rival Picasso with all of his abstract art. It's just out there. And I thought, oh, we're going to get told that's where he's lacking. And because she'd done testing on all the kids, and like my son had even told us all about the testing. He told us he was the first one to go. He told us some of the different tests he did. And I said to him, how did you find it? He's like, it was really easy, Mummy. He's like, oh, okay. Sure. But when we went in, so I was like, oh, I'm assuming there's going to be a few issues. But when we went in to see him, they've got like grades. And it's, like, and they're not comparing the kids. Like it's just grading to see, are they ready for prep next year?
Yeah.
So, and they're testing mid-year so that if they're a little bit behind, you know, they can deal with it now and try and get them ahead. And if they're not, well, you know, we at least know where their weaknesses are and all of that sort of stuff. So they were testing on 3 main areas. So the first one was, like, I'm going to say gross and fine motor skills. So could he do heel to toe walking and balancing and hopping? Could he draw circles and pluses and crosses and squares and things? You know, could he draw any of the letters in his name? That sort of stuff. Oh, and also, like, you know, apparently he got given like a little toy car and he had to slide it across the table to his teacher. You know, just that coordination thing. So they had to get between 90 and 100 to be accepted to move up to the next level. And he got 91. So I was like, okay, so technically he's good enough to go to prep already, but just for coordination. So that's okay. She sort of agreed, like, they're really, really strict with how they draw the circle and how they draw the shapes. And you know, his circle didn't quite meet and it sort of overlapped a little bit in another area. And she was like, I have to fail that. I was like, okay, I get it. That's fine. I can understand why. But she was like, no, they're really, really strict. I was like, that's cool. So he didn't get anything for his drawing part of it, which is what brought his mark down. But the other sections that they did was like cognition and problem solving and, you know, comprehension and things like that. So can they talk in 3-word sentences? Can they follow a 2-step command? Then can they follow a 3-step command? Now, like, I don't put him on videos, but Loz, you've talked to him. Do you reckon he can do that? Yeah. I reckon he's well surpassed 3-word sentences.
Oh, definitely. Yep.
My child is the talker, and he is well renowned for being the talker. So, and to put it in perspective, I talk a lot on these videos because I don't get to talk at home. He well and truly makes up for it. So she just said he's obviously a very, very bright little boy. He had to do, like, they had 4 or 5 different letters, and like 3 of them would be the same and 1 would be different, and he would have to identify which one looked different. And the expectation of the test was just to point at which one was different, but my son would actually point at it and say, like, I don't know what they were, but say it was, you know, 3 C's and a G. He would say, oh, that's a G, but these ones are all C's, and he'd be pointing at them all. And she was like, yeah, okay, he's fine. He's ticked that one off. So I didn't expect an issue with that one. And the last one he had to do was language skills. And again, I was like, I'm pretty sure we got this one covered. And she started laughing. She went, he is such a really good little talker. He is definitely ready to move up to prep already. So for cognition and for language, I think he had to get between 85 and 95. And the cognition, he had, I think it was 118. And his language skills was like 125.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, yeah, okay, we're good. And so that meant overall his grade was like 112 or something, and it only had to be 100. So she's like, he is actually ready to go to prep now.
And considering
and it was
he's like, you know, well, April,
he's one of the
May,
younger.
April, he's younger, and that's what they like. When they're pushing close to June, you kind of get a bit worried. Are they ready? But so that's good.
Yeah. So she said the trick for them now is they're going to have to try and keep him focused so that, you know, the other kids that might still need a bit of help have their chance, but that he doesn't get bored. But she sort of said, I said to her, you know, oh, do I need to do anything at home? Like, especially about his drawing and things, like, you know, he doesn't get a lot of that at home. It's not my interest either, which, you know, isn't going to help him. I said, oh, well, maybe I should start trying to do that a little bit more with him and do a bit of painting. And she just looked at me and she said, no, she said, he gets enough of that at school. She said, just do whatever you're doing. Because I said, I'm completely winging this parenting thing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've always let him guide me. Well, like, I refuse to read self-help books and stuff about parenting. But I've just let him guide me. Like, you know, I did all the wrong things when he was a baby. I fed him foods at the wrong time because he was interested in it. And I was like, go for it, dude. Like, if you're interested, I'm not going to put you off.
I did that with mine too, because they do it when they're ready. You know, they'll toilet train when they're ready. And I don't believe in forcing them in, oh, now they're 2 years old, they have to be out of nappies. I'm like, no. Like, how horrible is it to make them wet themselves and feel like they're scared to go to the toilet, or if they're going to get in trouble? I don't. We're exactly the same. When they got off milk or formula or milk, whenever they were ready, and slept on a pillow or whatever in a sleeping bag when they were ready, it's
that's it.
Like, you've done the right by him, and
oh, thank you.
I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
I know you like.
You know, he's the only child I've got, so I've
Yeah.
got nothing to compare to either. Like,
yeah.
so I think I feel like
And
he's
I
doing
noticed
well.
I'm a lot more relaxed with my second because I know what to expect. And I think,
Yes.
you know, we've fell into our parenting style, and you've fallen in. You kind of know how to do it. And days I feel terrible for how strict I was with my daughter for doing some things, but then I let my boy get away with it. And I kind of think, well, I just have to change and adapt, and my daughter knows that. She's pretty chill with it. So she's like, oh, he's doing this. And I'm like, I know. I said, it's okay.
Yeah. Like, I think the second time around, you've learned how much they can bounce.
Yes.
So you know they're going to be okay.
Yeah, that's right. And a boy, you know, like the girl.
Yeah, that too.
Protect her and be like, oh, I can't help my little princess. But the boy, you're like, you'll be right.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, I was really proud that, you know, when I went in, I said to her, I'm completely winging this parenting thing. Like, I've got no idea what I'm doing. You know, I'm letting him guide me. I'm just trying to teach him the right values. And, you know, if he's got an interest in a particular topic, then we do that. If he stops showing interest in it, we move on to something else. Like, I'm just guided by what he has an interest in. I'm not going to force him to do something he's not interested in at this stage. And she was so lovely. She just looked at me and just said, you are doing a brilliant job. She said, he is one of the most kindest, gentlest children I have ever had the pleasure of teaching.
Oh, that's
and I was like, oh, teary-eyed up in there.
Gosh, just you wait until their graduation day for kindy. Oh my God, I was in tears.
Oh no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
I was a mess. Because, like, you go through, mine was at, their kindy was attached to a daycare. So they were in the baby room right up until the kindy room. And so they were there for a good 4 years. And to have them leaving there, and then they did the whole graduation cape and the cap, and they sang a song together and walked down and got their gifts, and it's just like, oh, my baby. It was heartbreaking, but it was beautiful. You just feel so proud.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was we had a nice week. It was it's nice to get that reaffirmation sometimes that you're not completely breaking and scarring your children. So it's good.
I'd be like, please don't turn out like me. I'm an emotional, anxious wreck.
I usually think I'm a pretty chill mom. Like, I'm not one of those parents that runs over when my kids hurt themselves. Like, I'm like, yeah, you're right, mate. Like, from across the room, get up, you'll be fine. Yeah, exactly.
My kids hate it. They'll be like, you'll be right. And they're like, you're a nurse, you're meant to be caring. And I'm like, but that's not even blood.
Yeah, that's right. You'll be right, mate.
And yet, if I hurt myself, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. Give me some love.
Or like man flu, but it's now become like health professional flu. Like, I can't do this.
That's a thing. We should start that. Yeah. HP flu.
Yeah.
I love it.
Feels like it.
It's worth it. Every bit.
Yes. There's probably not much else for me. Have you got anything coming up? You said you were going to Brisbane soon, but that's still a few weeks off, isn't it?
Yeah, that's in August. I'm going down with my sister. She's got some surgery planned, and so I'll just be with her for a little bit, which I'm going to enjoy. But that's about it for us. We're not just doing little day trips around Mackay with this beautiful weather, and get the kids out of the house.
You don't feel like you're dying of heat exhaustion?
No. The house is colder than it is outside.
I know. I keep thinking that. I was even debating, like, seeing if I had a smaller DP that I could just sit outside in the sun and do it.
I love to do that. I'm like looking out my front window, and my craft room is like on the other side of the house, so it faces west. So of course you get the afternoon sun, so it's freezing in here, absolutely freezing. And I'm thinking, oh, I just want to move it, but this one is just so big, and I'm like, I need to get some paint gems.
Yes, I was thinking I might take some of them with me when I go on the trip to Kenya in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, nice. You can do it in the car.
Well, I was debating that, and then I was like, oh, but when we start going down all the dirt tracks, no, that's asking for trouble. We'll be finding drills in the car for months.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I think, oh my gosh, that's 50 minutes. We're doing well today.
Girl, we didn't even think we'd get that, did we?
No. Like I said, my son's not home. I can actually talk for a change. So.
And I usually talk to myself and answer myself, so because mine don't talk to me.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's good just to have an intelligent conversation, right?
It is. It's right. Yeah. Talking to myself.
Yeah. All right. Well, we might wrap it up then. I didn't do too bad. I kept stopping to talk though. Shock horror. But that's okay. I'll keep working on this one later on. But hopefully everyone who's watching have managed to get quite a bit done on their WIP, and hopefully they've had a bit of a laugh at our expense.
Yeah.
Loz spilling her drills and me just talking nonstop. Sorry, guys. But if you liked our video, please do give us a thumbs up. It does help to let us know that we're doing the right things, and let us know what you worked on in the comments below. If you've got any questions, if you've got any comments, please add them down the bottom. We love hearing from you guys and getting involved and writing back to you all. So please do that. And also, if you like what we're doing, don't forget to subscribe, and then you can hit that bell and it'll notify you each and every time we upload any new videos. But otherwise, that's it from me today. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thanks. Have a great week.
See you guys.